Good morning. Happy Thursday. It is a beautiful day today. We're going to go ahead and get started, of course, with our poem first. Then I will move into our last piece of our read aloud, The Thief of Always. Okay, so the poem that I am going to be reading today is coming again from our book called Honey, I Love and Other Love Poems by Eloise Greenfield. This one is only going to be in English today, so listen carefully, try your best. When I'm done, you're going to go to your Google Doc where you have been doing all your work for the week. You will respond to the poem, and there is a question there. Let me just check what the question is so that I can talk about it. Okay, so today your question is, what mental images did this poem create for you? So, ¿cuáles imágenes mentales pudiste crear al leer este poema? Okay, so that being said, this is going to be a very descriptive poem. Okay, there's going to be a lot of sensory language. Remember, we talked about sensory language and phrases that means that the author is using very descriptive words to appeal to your senses. Okay, so remember we did the State Fair poem. We talked about hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, touching. So just those very descriptive phrases and words that create those images for you and appeal to your senses. Okay, I'm just going to show you the illustration because it's super great. Okay, this is called Honey, I Love by Eloise Greenfield. I love a lot of things, a whole lot of things. Like, my cousin comes to visit, and you know he's from the South, because every word he says just kind of slides out of his mouth. I like the way he whistles, and I like the way he walks, but honey, let me tell you that I love the way he talks. I love the way my cousin talks. And the day is hot and icky, and the sun sticks to my skin. Mr. Davis turns the hose on. Everybody jumps right in. The water stings my stomach, and I feel so nice and cool. Honey, let me tell you that I love a flying pool. I love to feel a flying pool. And Renee comes out to play and brings her doll without a dress. I make a dress with paper, and that doll sure looks a mess. We laugh so loud and long and hard the doll falls to the ground. Honey, let me tell you that I love the laughing sound. I love to make the laughing sound. And my uncle's car is crowded, and there's lots of food to eat. We're going down the country where the church folks like to meet. I'm looking out the window at the cows and trees outside. Honey, let me tell you that I love to take a ride. I love to take a family ride. And my mama's on the sofa sewing buttons on my coat. I go and sit beside her. I'm through playing with my boat. I hold her arm and kiss it because it feels so soft and warm. Honey, let me tell you that I love my mama's arm. I love to kiss my mama's arm. And it's not so late at night, but still I'm lying in my bed. I guess I need my rest. At least that's what my mama said. She told me not to cry because she don't want to hear a peep. Honey, let me tell you, I don't love to go to sleep. I do not love to go to sleep. But I love a lot of things, a whole lot of things. And honey, I love you too. Okay, that's one of my favorite poems. Okay, so again, you can pause it here. You can go to your Google Doc. Just write your response. Write what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you noticed in the poem. And then there's the question about the mental images that you were able to create by listening to that poem. So what did you see? What did you feel? What did you hear? And there were two more illustrations I just want to show you because these are just excellent pencil sketched illustrations. I don't know if you can see the detail, but wow. Okay, and the pictures, it says the pictures are by Diane and Leo Dillon. Here's another one. They're just gorgeous, y'all. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that poem. That's one of my favorites. Okay, so we're going to get to our lesson for today. Our learning target is I can find the theme of the story by thinking about the whole book and considering the resolution. Okay, so we have been doing a lot of theme work throughout this book. We have used details to help us come up with a theme. We have looked at characters' words and actions to come up with a theme. We have considered the characters' quest as they moved through the story and learned and changed to come up with the theme. So we are taking all that into consideration and the resolution. Okay, so the resolution is basically the end of the story, and it's sketchy, like where it starts. But I feel like, and I've made reference to it while I was reading, okay, it seems like we're coming to the resolution. It seems like we're coming to the resolution. So it's basically on the story curve, it's like the down slide. Okay, it's when everything kind of settles down. We find out what happens to all the characters. Everything is just tied up and resolved. Yeah, so we use that when we're coming up with the overall theme, the big life lesson that is learned from the story. And basically what we are going to use to come up with that today, and this is what you're going to do for your independent work on your Google Doc, I'm going to reread the last chunk of text, and I actually have written for you the very last paragraph on your Google Doc. So what you are going to do for your independent work, it says, I think the theme of The Thief of Always is, and then you write what life lesson you learned, and you're going to explain what happened in the story and what evidence led you to believe that that is the theme. And you are going to include some actual evidence, some actual text, some actual words from this last paragraph that I'm about to read. Okay, so I think the theme is this because in the last paragraph it says that, and you're going to pull some quotes from that last paragraph to support your theme. Okay, just like we did a few times during the year. Actually, I think with every read aloud that we read, we came up with a theme at the end. We did Sadako. We definitely did Almost Home with Keck. We did Naomi Leon. And we did The Magician's Elephant because remember, you guys made your movie posters, and on there you had to include the theme. Okay, here I'm going to read the last part. The days that followed were unlike any Harvey had ever known. Though there was no more talk of Hood or of the house or of the green hill upon which it had once stood, the subject was a part of every look and laugh that passed between him and his parents. He knew they only had the vaguest sense of what had happened to them, but they were all three agreed on one thing, that it was fine to be together again. Time, this is the part that you're going to really focus in on, okay? Time would be precious from now on. It would tick by, of course, it always had, but Harvey was determined he wouldn't waste it with sighs and complaints. He'd fill every moment with the seasons he'd found in his heart, hopes like birds on a spring branch, happiness like a warm summer sun, magic like the rising mists of autumn, and best of all, love. Love enough for 1,000 Christmases. I love it. Okay. So you really have to take into consideration the whole story, even going back to the beginning, because we look at Harvey at the beginning, where he was at the beginning. He was sitting in his room. He was complaining. He was bored with his life. Even his mother, said some words to him like, don't waste the days. Then he is whisked away to this enticing, adventurous house where he's so excited and he's getting into all these things. But then he comes to some realizations when he is there. Okay. And he does change a lot. And we talked throughout these videos about how he has changed. So take all that into consideration. Here we have him, the very last paragraph of this book, coming to his own realization and conclusion and telling us what he has learned. Okay. And now you, as a reader, are going to write about what you have learned from watching our character analyzing our character and following him through his quest in this little journey that he's gone on in his life. Yay! Okay. So that's it for today. It's really short, and we're just kind of doing our poem and just tying up our book and ending it right there. It is Thursday, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what will be happening tomorrow. We do have class. I won't be posting a read aloud, but I will be available all day. I'm going to be going through work. I'm going to be leaving comments on your work. Hopefully, you have seen the message from your parents yesterday about make sure you are watching these videos and then doing your work. You cannot complete the work if you do not watch this video, because this is where I am teaching the skills that you need to complete the work. You cannot turn in your work before Friday. Okay, I have some people turning in work Monday and Tuesday when they haven't even seen the lessons for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so you should be working every day and then done by Friday and ready to turn it all in. Okay, so tomorrow you're just reading on your own. You're choosing whatever you read, and then you're filling out the Google form, and you're just making sure you finish up all the work throughout the week. And it's a lot. So once you get behind, it's very difficult to catch up. But like I said, I'm here tomorrow all day on the computer. If you have questions, I'll be leaving you comments, giving feedback on your work. And Monday we start a new read aloud, which is one of my favorites of all time. Okay. So with that being said, have a great Thursday. Yeah. I don't know. See you tomorrow. I guess I won't see you tomorrow because I'm not doing a video, but maybe hopefully talk to you tomorrow. Until Monday for the next video, have a great weekend. Take care. Hope your family is safe. I miss you guys.